So we have a few issues we're going to tackle on today, and today it's going to be this. As you can see, we have 45, actually these are the 40K springs that I installed because the 45 actually sat about half an inch to an inch higher, so I put these on. But now, as you can see, we have an issue. These are rubbing like crazy, so it cracked the body. But since this was not fully molded yet, it's not a big deal. But what we're gonna have to do is raise the car and remove these 40K springs and put back the 45K springs that are an inch taller. I think it's actually going to be better since the car is this low now. Before it sat about half an inch higher and a easy finger gap here, which now it's not even like half, but they settled. I drove this car for over 1,000 miles now, but with these springs I think I put on about 600-700 miles, I want to say. So they settled, and while I would love it to sit like this, it's just not practical, because look at all these small spider cracks. Like, all these cracks are because it's rubbing right here when it compresses even more. So we're gonna go back with the 45K springs and start molding all this thing up. But the goal for today is not raising this and swapping the springs. It's actually getting some cardboard, layering it up here, and seeing if I could maybe cut all this off right here, extend it, and fiberglass it back on so it's wider. I don't know how it's gonna look since it stops here and the side screw is much smaller, so it's probably gonna have to go like something like that. So we're about to get some cardboard and see what we can do. Good job.
This is your, I want to put there.
Yeah.
This is, I help you, Daddy, all with it. But I want to put this there.
Okay, so far it's looking good. What do you think? Yeah.
Why are you doing this car?
Because you have to make it pretty now.
Pretty now?
Yeah.
I can drive in it?
Yeah.
I thought I can drive in it?
Yeah, you can drive in it once it's all done.
I need more. I need more, Dad.
Well, be careful.
I need more.
Yeah. So if we make it this wide, that is perfect. So I'm thinking I might actually do something like that. Because that way it tucks. Yeah. Because then it tucks right here and it shouldn't really rub.
Can you help me, please?
This might work, but I think I might have to extend this differently here. So we shall see. So from this angle, that looks pretty good. Obviously it's going to be trimmed better, so probably like more right here, and that should be good. I like that. So here's what it looks like from the back. As you can see, this side is much wider now than this, and on camera it looks great, but in person, but then again, it's not really molded, it's just cardboard, so obviously in person it's not going to look great. But if we make it this wide, you know what, it would actually work, because on camera it looks like it's actually fiberglassed and part of the body, so it looks good, while this side looks really bad because it's like more narrow, but this is really wide. So yeah, I think we can make it work. So just check that out. If we make it this wide, obviously make it straighter here, add some probably cardboard right now to make it a little bit straighter. But if I can make these wheels tuck, I'll be so happy, because I do not want to sell these wheels. I already put them up for sale, but I do not want to sell them. I'd rather keep them. And we do something like this, that would be perfect. Like just a little bit over, and I think that would be great. Let's see from the front. Oh yeah, for sure. If we do that, trim a little bit more though, so it's kind of flush with the tire, not really tucking in, like something like this, that would be great. Wow. Yeah, so I'm probably going to try to trim a little bit right there, just so it's tucking a tiny bit, and that should be perfect. Well, actually this has camber, and I don't want camber, so if we remove the camber, it should be perfect. So first thing I got to do is raise the car, remove the camber, and then I can work with the body. Just for reference, this is what it looks like with no camber. So yeah, we have to extend the body by not even 3 inches. That's like a good 4.5, 5 inches. Like that is a lot. That is huge. Dang. I'm still here messing around with this stuff, and as you can see, I added a little bit of cardboard here on the driver's side, and I evened out the camber. So standing like this, it looks like it still has some camber, but definitely not as much as the passenger side, as you can see. It is an incline, so the car's kind of tilted, but yeah, if we do it like this, where the cardboard is, right with the lip, that would be perfect. And as you can see with this side, definitely much better with a little bit more flare. So that's what we're gonna do. Gonna figure out how to actually make that permanent. So I'm gonna have to cut the existing flares and just extend them about 3 inches. Oof, that's gonna be super wide, but it's gonna look super good, so I'm super excited for that. And this is what it's gonna look like from the front. So definitely much better. It's hopefully it's not gonna rub. I do have to trim like right here a little bit, but cardboard is just a rough sketch. I'm actually not going to use this. I'm going to cut the actual flare in half, just move it forward, put a plate underneath, fiberglass on top, remove the plate, put something underneath, make it nice and strong, and basically have the stock body curvature from the flare. But I think it's going to look good. I guess we'll see. It's fiberglass, so if I mess up, we can always restart, but definitely much better looking at it like this. I definitely think the wider rear is just gonna look insane. So definitely super stoked to do this. Really can't wait. Weather is finally picking up, so we should be able to do this fairly soon. Probably within the next 2 weeks we can start cutting and molding everything. So there you guys have it. Geez, I am filthy. I was underneath the car adjusting the camber. So this side still has the negative camber, this one doesn't. I thought something was wrong with my actual control arms, but it wasn't them. I guess my springs compressed so much that they kind of like caved in, because the threads were the same. But I definitely maxed that out almost. So that one should be flush, almost at 0. Driver's side still has to be done, but we're going to do all that once we're going to be cutting and molding. But now that the weather is picking up, let's get this wagon done so we can finally get a nice fresh coat of paint on it and take you to some car shows. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.